Hey guys, I got a quick one for you today. Bonus video from the Quick Speed Shop. I'm out here replacing the canvas on my canvas garage. You can see I got a new one over there. And these are Shelter Logic ones, and they're made in China now, and the covers last about 1.5 to 2 years in the sun. So I got a Billboard Vinyls cover on it that go to protect it from the sun. But anyways, last time I was monkeying around on my lawn tractor, I teased my 34 Ford, and since I got the cover off, I thought I'd show you a little closer. And I did one video on this and I rescued it a couple years ago. It's up in the top of the video, you can see that. But this is a 34 Ford four-door Fordor Deluxe sedan. It came out of California. Last time it was on the road was in 1967, and the previous owner flat towed it all the way from California to New York State. And I can tell you how I know that he did that. Back here in the back, he actually wired in the taillights with wires so they would work. And over here, it's still got the California tag from 67 on it. Right there, see his extra wiring? Right there, black California tag from 67. The numbers and stickers are all melted off it. But I have the registration, or the pink slip from California, and it was from 67. So that's pretty cool. It's a genuine California car. And it was in a two-story like carriage house with a 63 fuel-injected split-rental Corvette that he also towed across the country. And that car was moved, and I'm not sure. The guy was kind of a hoarder. I don't know where the Corvette went, but it was flared. It was gold, fuel injection, and unfortunately the roof had collapsed on the carriage barn, a carriage house. It was a big fancy house back in the day, so it had a two-story carriage house. And the chimney collapsed, and it bounced off the roof of the Corvette and crashed into the side of the car here. That's why this fender is smashed. But this car is very, very, very solid for what it is. It's got a little bit of rust in the floor pans from the roof being gone on the carriage house for years. And these are a canvas top car, so that's why I got a piece of metal. And when my canvas garage started to leak, I threw the canvas over it and a piece of metal over it to keep water from getting in the car any worse. But it is what it is. It's a 34 Deluxe. This is mostly original paint car. It's had some touching up done on it, but it's mostly original paint. It's probably original paint around the windows. And you can see here it's had some work done on it, so I don't know if it was painted back there or painted up here, but mostly original paint. I got all the doors working. It did have a tuck and roll black and white vinyl interior on top of the mohair. You can see me go over the remnants of that in the video, but it's very solid. The rockers and stuff are solid. There's like tiny pinholes maybe in the doors here a little bit, but I'm going to build a patina hot rod out of this. We're going to fix the floors, but we're not going to fix any of the outside sheet metal rust wise and repaint. It's going to remain in original paint. It needs rear floors back there because the water collected in them. And I have a better driver's side fender that I have for it. I'll show you that. And better running boards with rubber on them. But this car is very, very solid. Closes like it's almost brand new. Being a deluxe, you get the chrome garnish moldings all the way around, which should clean up. Like I said, it was a hot rod. At one point, it had different engine and stuff in it. You can see it's got a smattering of Stuart Warner gauges, speedometer, RPM, tach, vacuum gauge, actually curved glass vacuum gauge and a curved glass amp gauge. Those are valuable gauges. Somebody put the sticker in here probably from an airplane. It's kind of cool, but very solid on the inside of the car. I've got some early small block Chevy headers with a generator mount and like side dumps I bought at the swap meet. They're kind of like homemade tri-Y headers. They're pretty cool. If I put a small block Chevy in it, they might go in it. I'm not sure on the drivetrain yet, but the car is very solid. Once I fix the floors, like there's very little rust. All four of the doors work. The chrome will clean up around the windows. It's got most of the original glass in it. You can see how sun-baked the plastic's all ruined in it, but mostly original glass. This is a very, very solid original car. But you can see they torched the transmission mount out here. They had something under the hood. They actually cut the whole front of the firewall off. And I'm not sure if I can get under the hood enough to show you with all the stuff that's going on, but the grill is rusty but very straight. Let's see. Yeah, maybe. They cut the, ouch, the fender's hot already in the sun. They cut the firewall out with a chisel and had something in here but I'll be fixing that. The hood and everything is very solid on this car. I basically bought it for what the parts are worth for the whole car. I went to Iron Trap Garage, and a couple years ago at Hershey, Mike and Matt sold me an extra cowl, so I have some pieces to fix because they notched into it here. So I bought this cowl from them at Hershey. It also looks like almost original paint piece, probably from a four-door as well, I would imagine. It had an aftermarket antenna on it. Oh, you see this antenna? Somebody added an aftermarket antenna on this car right here, so that's pretty cool. So I had a radio in it at one point, but I got some crunchy lake pipes I'll probably run on it. I think the worst door is probably the driver's door. It's got little pinholes there, but all the doors open and close. I got them going. You see here there's a button to turn the dome light on, or the interior light, and there's also a switch over there so you can turn the interior light on. But very, very solid original car. You can see the pitting in the floor and see a couple holes. This is where it just ponded water in it for the years that it sat without a roof over it. But since I've had it for 3 years or so now, it's been dry, and I haven't had it covered up with the blue tarp. I just had the blue tarp like laying over it, so when this started to rot, it was starting to dribble water on it, so I laid the tarp over the top half of the car so it wouldn't get wet inside. But I also have airflow under this car. You see it's on artificial turf and it's on a tarp, so it's got airflow around it. The windows are all half down, so it's got airflow through the car. It won't deteriorate sitting here in this canvas garage. It'll just get hot because it gets hot in this canvas. But at some point, this fender was painted with lacquer and it's all crackled up. It's kind of cool. Here's that plate I was talking about. It's got like a I guess original, well, it would have had one taillight on this side, and I think, no, actually, as a deluxe, it had two taillights. It's missing a spare tire mount in the rear bumper, but it has dual exhaust hanging out the back of it. And it's on, actually it's on a Ford shoebox rear end on shoebox leaf springs, which actually I'm going to leave. It's jacked up Skyrider height right now. It's like 60 styles, jacked up in the air. I have a set of really nice drop shoebox springs that are mild to use. I'm going to put in it, and I'm going to put a Bronco 9-inch rear end in it that will allow me to use the big bolt pattern of the big Ford wheels. Right now it's got mix and match bolt patterns. It's got 5 and 4.5 in the back with these chrome reverse wheels. And then on the front it has some chrome reverse 5 on 5.5 bolt pattern. I added the Mercury caps. I'll probably run those. So I'm going to clean up these original wheels on the front. Or not original, but these hot rod wheels on the front. I'm going to clean them up the best I can with steel wool. Probably run those. I do have a drop axle for it that my friend Andy Kohler dropped. So I'm going to probably put the drop axle in the front of it. The worst damage, besides that right rear fender, which is easily fixable, is this driver's side fender. It's got a lot of damage. It was wrinkled up in the front pretty good. So I have a nice set of running boards with original rubber and a good replacement driver's side original fender. Actually, I also bought from Andy Kohler at Hershey. So I'll be changing that fender. That fender will straighten out. I think this fender is the red one. If I look at it like it was already been replaced on this side, or it's got primer on it. Oh no, it's got red paint on it too. So somebody must have replaced this fender along the way as well. It's got some damage. It's got a crack in it here, like they all crack. But I want to leave this car full fendered. Basically, just like you see it here, I'm going to try to rub the paint out. I'll probably end up putting like Vice Grip Garage clear coat, or maybe just shine juice on it, try to make it shine up. But I want to have a beater. I want to have a beater 34 Ford Fordor Deluxe hot rod sedan. We'll put something under the hood. I thought about putting the 250 Chevy straight six that came in my first C10 truck in it, kind of be something a little different. Since the firewall's already cut out, I can make it fit the 6-cylinder and then run like a 5-speed S10 5-speed, or I have a Camaro T5 5-speed. I could run that behind it, so run like a 6-cylinder 5-speed in the car. That might be kind of cool. Or I have a 272 Y block that could go in it. I have a host of different things, but I want to keep the car period, so I could put a period small block Chevy in it. I have a 350 I could dress up period, or I have a 351 Windsor that's an 80s motor, but I could dress it up as a period Windsor motor. Put that in there, keep it all Ford. I'm not sure. I could put a flathead in it, but I'm limited to decent flatheads, and I'm still messing with my 37, so I might hang off on the flathead route for it. I think it would be better as a make it back into a 60s hot rod with some kind of V8 power or modern V8 power. But look at the back of the car. The thing is like mint condition, no damage in the back. The gas tank covers. Probably the car got rear-ended, I'm going to guess, on the driver's side, and the fender and this got fixed at some point. That's why the paint doesn't match. And then over here, obviously, this has got to be fixed. But I would say 50% of the paint on the car is original. It's a 1934. And you can kind of see the reflection. The doors are pretty straight. I think it'll rub out and be kind of cool. But I want to build a patina hot rod out of this thing. Something fun. Like, you don't usually see 34 Fords built beater style. Usually, you know, coupes you see like at racing at Trog and stuff you do, but usually like street roddy, a lot of them been street rodded. I kind of like it as a four-door. I thought a four-door would be cool. It would be neat to chop it because it's the top's a little bulbous, but you're getting a lot of work into chopping a four-door. I've seen some of them chopped back in the day, and they're pretty awesome. You take like, I don't know, 2.5 inches out of it or so. Just chop it a little bit, not mail slot chop it, but now you're doing all the work chopping it. You're going to ruin the original paint. You're going to have to chop all the chrome garnish moldings. I think I kind of want to just leave it stock and build like a surfer wagon that somebody like the Beach Boys was saying about back in the day. Just lower it a little bit, drop axle in the front, still run Ford drum brakes. I think it's got 42 to 48 drum brakes on hydraulic spindles in the front, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you know, it's got original stock front axle, so I'll put my drop. I got a 33 axle. I had Andy Kohler drop. I'll put the 33 drop axle in the front of it. They'll drop it an inch or two. Change out the shoebox springs to the lowered springs. I have a Bronco 9-inch, like I said. They'll bolt right in it, so I can run the big bolt pattern. And just build this thing as a killer, like patina beater hot rod. I think that would be awesome. So it's one of my future plans. I want to get this thing. I'd like to get it out within like the next year or so, and at least maybe take the body off and clean the chassis up and paint the chassis and you know, set up the drivetrain at least and set the body on it. Maybe temporarily wire up a power plant and get it just run mobile, move it around. It probably won't be on the road for a couple of years if I live that long. Well, I've been having bad luck lately, but hopefully. This car definitely deserves this. The backstory is my friend was going to buy it, and the front doors are the same as coupe doors, and he was building a 34 coupe and he needed better doors, so he was going to buy this car because it was out by him on Facebook. He was going to buy this car and part it out. Like what I paid for it, the front doors, the grill, and the hood and stuff are pretty much almost worth what I paid for the car because it is a four-door, but I think it's awesome. I mean, you're not going to find mostly original paint Fords that are 90 years old anymore. You're just not ones that you can afford anyways. Like, they are huge money. That 32 two-door sedan that Matt from Iron Trap Garage has is mostly original paint car, and that's super cool. I would like to build something like that, just, you know, hot rod it up a little bit. I could put a flathead in this too. I have a 48 that runs. It's a little tired, but it runs, and I got a couple other options. So I got to see how my 59 AB goes in my 37. If I can get that going reliably, running, and switch that over 12 volts and get that running and driving reliably, I'll think about doing this one that way. But I also would think this car with a 60s drivetrain would make an awesome long-haul cruiser where you could go drive this thing anywhere you want and not worry about it, but still be, you know, the only one with a patina 34 Ford sedan with most original paint from California. So that's what I think needs to happen, is it needs to get fixed up and driven. But you know me, I got so many projects, it's hard to, I'm doing the best I can what I got to work with. So I just wanted to go, oh, look at my stash of chrome reverse wheels I've been collecting here and there. These are 14s, and I think they're Chevy pattern. I bought these at swap meet. I got some more chrome reverse wheels here that are, got some belted 60s on them there. Pretty cool. So eventually this 34 Ford is going to get built, and when you see it built, you'll see it here at the Quick Speed Shop on the YouTube channel. I just got to get to it. I'm I'm working as fast as I can, as hard as I can with all the projects I got to work on. It's overwhelming, it's a lot. But I would really like to get this car back on the road for the first time. And well, next year it would be 60 years if I could get it on the road. Maybe the end of 27, it would be 60 years since the last time this thing was on the road. That'd be super cool. So leave a comment down there. Let me know what you think about the 34 Ford Fordor Deluxe sedan. It's awesome, and I can't wait to get this old hot rod back on the road. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I got to put this cover back on. The sun's baking me out here, and the wind's blowing now. Great. We'll see you next time at the Quick Speed Shop.